Hey everyone, this is Dennis, aka Stock Operator. I want to do our series about winning stocks, breaking down winning stocks, breaking down the reasons, the playbook, how could we trade, and how we can trade until today. So we're going to talk about Snapchat today. IPO since 2017. Um, kind of had a disappointed week. The second week we had a breakdown and then failure IPO pretty much until 2019 for 3 years. 2019 it found the bottom here. For the playbooks, we have this playbook for this IPO right here. Disappointment IPO, initial IPO base breakdown and just fades. It doesn't mean they never come back. It takes time because institutions have to do research and realize that, okay, well, yes, they make money. This is a good company to invest and stuff like that. So eventually this stock finds the bottom right here at 455. Initial IPO opening price was 2364. I always mark those levels. And initial IPO high range was around this 2956. So this is our turbulence phase. This is our resistance. Then when stock was falling down, it was creating these pivot points. This was low and stock bounced, kind of created a range, broke the range higher, and then rejected. This was another pivot point for the future. Always have to mark these points. As you can see, this was high, low, lower high. Now we're doing a lower low, and eventually here is the confirmed lower low. Stock was in a downtrend. Boom. Something happened here. We had a spike in the volume, and very interesting to see how stock behaved around the moving averages. The first time we broke this 30 weekly moving average right here in 10, but then stock rejected and dropped eventually in a couple of months. The second time, and as you can see, it respected this moving average here multiple times, multiple weeks. Eventually, this was the first signal, potentially buy of the stage one breakout, right? So as you can see, this is our stage one from here, potential breakout reversal. I would be very conservative buying it here on a breakout of this kind of consolidation, reversal of the bottom. Yes, it's above the moving averages, but it's not confirmed yet. So because you also have a trend line here on a way, eventually the volume came and we came towards this trend line, rejected and broke higher into the prior pivot point resistance, which is from here. After that, stock did a pullback and gave you kind of a conservative area to buy. First of all, it's reversed already, showing you sign of strength. Second of all, it's coming back to the moving averages on a weekly chart. And another point, it's doing a reversal over the prior pivot points. So pretty much it tells you this irrelevant anymore, and there's a trend, there is a change of a character, and we are reversing. What else possibly we can see here? Maybe shoulder, head, and potential shoulder building. And as you can see, it actually ended up being a big head and a big shoulder. Like each shoulder, like 2 years. That's insane. So here would be probably conservative buy and riding this stock all the way as a short-term trade, probably riding this moving average 10. 10 weekly simple moving average and get out somewhere here once it breaks below, and on a bigger time frame probably get out when it breaks below the 30-week moving average. Eventually price dropped below, let's see where, That was 2020, the COVID shakedown, and very nice recovery after that. So how could we enter here? I do have this kind of aggressive setup, so let's look at the monthly too. Monthly gives us a clear picture here. So this was a very important level, 11 plus minus. So we went high, consolidated, broke down, very strong volume, spring candle, and so the price here is a 1477. That's when this month engulfed the prior month, so around the 15. So let's go back. Look at this 15 mark. Okay, that's perfectly lines up with the moving averages. So sometimes people trade aggressively of these pin bars and stuff like that. I do that too, based on a playbook. It has to be done in a clear stage one consolidation. So this one, it's slightly in a different situation. Showing maximum weekly. The stage one would be probably deeper towards this area. So it didn't actually came down and tested this, the bottom. But what I like where it tested, you always keep these levels for later. As you can see, we had this breakout, initial breakout over this consolidation. Oops. And stock went back down and tested these 761s. So maybe this week, when we started to cross above the prior week, would be aggressive entry. We stop right there, and then adding back on your trade on this day, on this week, once it's coming over bigger moving averages. And especially you get a nice volume here. So after that, we had a couple levels here. This was a pivot point. After that, stock came back to this pivot point and broke above these few recent pivot points. As you can see, kind of forming here a little bit of cup and handle right here. Here's your cup. It's more of a like this type of form. And the squeeze happened and a breakout here, run into this turbulent zone. See all of this resistance. And of course, we had another pullback towards this moving averages. So this was a very nice setup. I'll show you in a second. This was very nice setup. So first of all, you got a stage two breakout. If we take this as a stage one, this is our stage one building for like 3 years, 4 years. This is a very nice stage two breakout and pullback. Pullback to the moving averages, curling, and after that you just set for a massive run. Here October, stock breaks after earnings, having a very nice entry for runaway gap or breakaway gap, and pretty much never look back down. Riding 10 and 20 MA here. Sometimes we're penetrating below but bouncing on 50 MA. As you can see, it never gave you a signal to exit until right here. This was probably the first one based on the weekly, this one or this one, and this was another two signals to exit or take partials. But if you stick to a bigger time frame, also ride the 200-day, it would never actually give you an final signal to completely exit your trade, and it still continues to go higher. So what happened later, we had another consolidation going on the high. I'm gonna do this. So we had this high pivot, and then we had this consolidation coming from this area. It took some time. A whole entire 2021, we kind of were consolidating. This was mid of the range, plus minus. We had a nice breakout, pullback, and then massive gap on earnings on big volume. I think we were trading this. It took some time to resolve to a recent breakout. If you're patient and wait, as you can see, it filled the gap to this pivot point. Stock bounced here multiple times. If you're patient and wait either for the breakout or getting close to the pullback, leave a little bit of wider stop. Keep in mind, you always have a window here. It's easily can fill. But the breakout on a higher volume just happened, and that's how you probably should be entering this trade for continuation of move higher. And this is all-time high, right? This is all-time high. We're in a selling day today, of course, in front of the earnings. Yeah, but this one looks really strong and continues to behave strong. So this is one of these nice examples how to watch these strong IPOs and trade them. Back to the playbook. Sophie, yeah, I see Sophie. Sophie's going parabolic. Nice, nice. Huge volume, beautiful. Well, let's see if Palantir also gonna catch some nice momentum and volume. So the playbook kind of reflect the final thoughts on this one right here. So the idea was here playing this IPO stage one. Sometimes it takes a lot of time. It was like four years plus on this one, but eventually had a very nice stage one breakout, and it resolved into this stage two right here. This is stage one. This is the real breakout, the pullback, and after that we never look back down. So that's kind of a breakdown of the winning characteristics for a strong stock like Snapchat. Hope you guys learned something, and if you have any questions, let me know. All right.